Hey Cloud Gamers, today I'm having a look at Starfield on the Shadow PC power upgrade, and as you can see here from the initial gameplay, this game is not only stunning, it actually runs superbly well on the Shadow power machine. This is running at low tweak settings, which I will run through in just a moment, but just look at the animations here and the graphics. This is running at full 1440p. It's just absolutely glorious. Even in space, it looks phenomenal, and for the most part, we will get 60 frames per second. As we look here, I'm running the Shadow PC app through my PC, and I'm running at 1440p at 60 frames per second on my monitor. And you can see that I have pretty good bandwidth and latency, under 25 milliseconds on the latency there. Settings wise in Starfield, I do have this set to the low preset with dynamic resolution on. And then I've changed the render resolution back up to 90%. Otherwise the FSR2 will be in ultra performance mode, which we do not want. So we'll get the ultra quality mode instead. Turn the VSync off and depth of field off, as well as film grain intensity off as well. This will give us a phenomenal looking image and mostly 60 frames per second all of the way through the game. In New Atlantis, this does take a big hit, but this takes a huge hit in New Atlantis on every single machine. So being able to hold 40 to 50 frames per second running through the city here is phenomenal for the game overall. And as you can see, it looks absolutely crystal clear as well. When we go into some of the NPC cutscenes, especially underground, we do get over 60 frames per second, and the NPC dialogues and just the graphics on the NPCs on this are absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't played Starfield yet and you're waiting for the full release on Game Pass, then it is well worth it, and you'll be able to dive in with these settings straight away. Up in space, even in battles, we are still holding 50 frames per second and above, so this is not an issue for the Shadow PC machine in the slightest. Even whizzing around with lots of rocks in the background, we do hold that frames per second quite happily. One thing to note though, as you may have noticed throughout this footage, is I do seem to have quite a lot of audio pops, and putting the audio on the higher quality mode and resetting my connection doesn't seem to get rid of this, and it only seems to be happening when there's a lot going on in game as well. It's a little bit frustrating because the audio of this game is absolutely phenomenal, and hopefully this will get fixed in some of the stream updates later on. Don't get this when I play locally, so it has only been an issue when I've been streaming this on Shadow, but overall it has been a fantastic way to play, and although the audio pops can ruin that immersion a little bit here and there, it wasn't enough to completely ruin my playthrough. As you can see in the combat here, still holding over 50 frames per second, and if you can get by with 30 to 40 frames per second, then you can put that render resolution up to 100% as well, so you've got minimal FSR2 blur. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to be diving into Starfield in the early access or waiting for full release, and whether you're going to be playing on Shadow PC. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.